Hey guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. And for those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your support. It's incredibly appreciated. If anybody's interested in supporting the channel, you can go over to patreon.com and choose a subscription level. And over there, you get the daily forecast a day early. You also get access to other things at different levels of subscription. If you're interested, you can check that out. Any questions you may have, or if you want to book a private reading, you can direct those questions towards my Facebook business page, and I can answer them for you there, okay? This is the daily forecast for November 2nd, Monday, November 2nd. It's not only for that day. If you're seeing this in your feed for some reason due to the algorithm, I would trust that Spirit is messing with the algorithm and that maybe you're supposed to see this anyway, so don't turn it off. It is intended for the highest good of the greater collective, therefore when you see it is when you're supposed to see it. You can even, play reading roulette and pick a reading from the past and see if it applies to your life or any of my pick a cards, things like that. They're all set up to be kind of used and re-looked at, because we ebb and flow and change just as the readings do. Okay, so if this applies to your life, great. Please enjoy it, utilize it in the best way you know how. Always trust your own intuition over anything I say. If you do make any real world decisions after having watched this video, those decisions would be your own responsibility in your life, so just keep that in mind. If nothing does make sense or it doesn't resonate, that's okay. It doesn't mean that anything's wrong or that, you're not on path or anything like that. It just might mean that you're working on something different than what, the majority of the people that are going to see this video are going to be working on, okay? So that's completely acceptable and fine. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in with the video here on YouTube, or again, direct them to my business page. And please, if you enjoy the video at the end, hit the thumbs up button. It helps, even if you do choose not to subscribe. If you want to subscribe, you certainly can. I would appreciate it. And you can tune in and watch every day. So let's see what's going on here. We're working with two new decks. Today, because I filmed this a day early, I just realized looking at the calendar, it's 11/1. So happy 1/1/1. Even though I'm a day late, you'll be seeing this on 11/2. But that's sort of a magical day. And we just had this an angel number day. And it's also 1/1/1 on 22. It's 2020 boiled down as 22. So that's also a magical number. So it's kind of a magical number day that I'm filming this. I do feel like there's been a release from that full moon, and we should be feeling this release for the next few days. So let's enjoy that as we ride through these beginning days of November, right? We have that full moon in Taurus. It's also a blue moon, where the phrase once in a blue moon comes about. It's when we have two full moons in a month. So this was our second full moon. We started with a full moon and ended with a full moon. How, full circle is that? And then, I don't know, stuff feels kind of in alignment, even though we have a couple of planets retrograde, some challenges ahead for us as a human race. But I feel like things are, I don't know. Hopefully Spirit's making sense of all of this. You gotta trust it, right? So let's see, what do we need to know today? We are working with the GRIMALKIN by CULLINANE, and then the Empathic Oracle for this month. So let's see what messages we get today. These cards are slippery. Wait, that doesn't count because that just slipped right out of my hand. That was not a good cut. Hold on, let me shuffle one more time. These cards, MJ's cards, the GRIMALKIN, they shuffle beautifully, but they're quite slippery at first in their newness. They smell really good too, like new cards, but there we go. Nice clean cut. There we go. Let's hear it for November. Okay. What? Okay, so we have the Empress. Yesterday's video, which I hope you guys have seen, it's all this week. It's all major arcana. So, or at least that's the underpinning energy of this week. So to me, and it's this sort of kind of blessing energy, I feel like, as far as we saw the Lovers, we saw the Star, and then we even saw Judgment, which Judgment doesn't necessarily have to mean a bad type of judgment. It's just usually like truth coming to light. There can be some negativity with Judgment. It is the element of Scorpio, so there is that room for transformation and maybe things dying off or coming to an end. But it's always for our highest good, right? So there's a lot of underpinning energy that to me feels very impactful and important. When we see this Empress here at the beginning of the week, she is about, first off, she's ruled by the sign of Taurus, which the moon is in right now, which the moon was full. She's also ruled by the planet that's associated with Taurus, which is Venus, right? She's more ruled by Venus, which is the planet of love, which also takes us to that Lover's card that we saw on Sunday, which is going to be the underpinning for this week, right? So this reverberates that love or that connection that we feel in that Lover's card, right, that we saw yesterday. The beauty about the Empress is she's always about sort of the divine feminine, creative potential, rebirth or being reborn. There might have been a birth of some sort for all of us, maybe energetically, spiritually, metaphorically, or however you want to look at it, from this full moon transition and this beautiful blue moon that we've gone through. I would be looking right now, this is just a suggestion with this cat here, with this beautiful Empress, I would be looking for the areas where we feel in alignment with ourselves and embellishing that, feeding that, keeping that, nurturing that. That's also very much, nurturing is very much a sort of a Empress energy, right? She's kind of like the divine mother, the divine feminine. So we want to give what do I want to say, like attention to all of the things that are right in the world right now. If we're struggling in finding the right things for us, we want to give birth to the possibility of that, right? That would also be an Empress energy. For those of you that can define that in really clarified or specific terms, like say it's something you really want, it's an idea that you want to launch, now is the time with that Lover's card and with this Empress energy to begin to really truly put that love into it and launch it, right? Make it happen, guys. It feels like the floodgates are open. This Siamese cat here, she's facing towards what I feel is the future. She's got her eyes set. She wants what she wants. She knows what she wants. She has that pinpointed vision. And she's the Empress. She's going to love her way towards it, right? She's going to bring it to her. She's definitely empowered and in charge. And remember too, I'm going to say yesterday's card from the Empathic Oracle was that water card, right? Which is like imbuing everything with this sort of flow and emotional feeling that we need to create what it is we want for the year to come, and also to end out this year of 2020. So I kind of feel like this is powerful stuff, if that makes sense, and we need to take this creative energy and utilize it. Remember yesterday's grounding stone was that word of passion. So where do our passions reside? What is it that we truly want? What do we want to give birth to? What do we want to nourish and create and make real for our future, right? I think that's what this Lover's card and this Empress is guiding us to do. So even if we're just rolling with the day-to-day, understand that, it may not feel like we're doing that much. If we're looking and working towards our goals, even in little ways, I think we're taking larger strides than we realize right now with these energies at hand or these cards at play, okay? So let's see what the Empathic Oracle has to say. And then I will read the definitions today because it's not... Okay, cool. Get it? So we have 54, your story, and 5 and 4 becomes a 9. And 9's in tarot and just sort of the vibration of 9 to me is about personal completion. It's right before the step of 10, which is total completion of, say, a chapter, an ending, right? So when we get to a 9 energy, which would be this 54 energy, to me it's about kind of coming to terms with exactly that, our story, our situation, coming into acceptance. That's the love that we saw in the Lover's card. I believe that's card number 6, right? Which is about sort of bringing things into balance. So in that balance that we see in that number 6 of the Lovers, we see this energy of the 9 or your story, which brings us to personal completion. I feel like this is us maybe coming into awareness or understanding of what we've been through and how we've been through it and becoming okay, like finding some acceptance around that, right? Some peace with that. And that's also the piece of that star card that we see in the midweek coming in. This nurturing and love that's coming from this Empress card and us accepting of our story, our experience, and utilizing that story, those experiences, good and bad, to propel us forward, to open new chapters, right? Because we have this red marker here, which to me feels like um, us sort of, maybe ending one chapter and beginning a new one, right? Starting a new chapter. And the Empress is also can very much be about new beginnings because she's so much about rebirth, right? So are we writing that chapter from, where are we writing that new chapter from, right? Because if we think about it, our energy or our thoughts, our feelings are writing a chapter, whether we're aware of it or not. Our expectations, our beliefs, those things we're putting out there into the world, either consciously or subconsciously, are writing the next chapter of our experience, right? So I feel like some of this is about getting in tune to that, getting in harmony with that, getting an acceptance of that, coming to a completion of maybe patterns where we've written our chapter, I don't want to say incorrectly, but maybe unconsciously, let's say that. And we've maybe received some things that we found out at the time we didn't want it. When we received it, we're like, hey, wait, what is this? I don't want this headache or this situation. On some level, maybe you steered yourself towards it because you believed it was going to happen prior to it arriving, right? Or you were worried or in fear that it may happen. Yeah, it's easier said than done at times. I will honor that, because I have a hard time trying to be in faith and all of that sort of stuff. But I think that this is an opportunity for us to settle into that faith, into that space of the lovers, that appreciation of self. And then, again, appreciating ourselves and our story, our experience, and utilizing that to our advantage at this time. Let's look at the grounding stone. Oh, it's back. So we've got joy. This was our grounding stone, I believe, for last week. This is the element or the principle we would want to ground in if we can get her to stand up today. Joy's a little drunk, I think, from the partying last night. Okay, so what brings us joy? Probably our passion, right? And that is the underpinning energy of this joy stone, right? So we want to focus on the things that bring us joy. Joy is a high vibrational energy. It's very blissful. It's very energetic in the sense that it's youthful, it's exuberant, it's got enthusiasm to it, there's a pleasure to it, which would also indicate the idea of passion. Seeking out the things that we desire that make us happy versus the things that we don't desire would be key at this time. I think that also opens up the floodgates for that power of the Venus with the Empress and the love, the Lover's card. All of those energies kind of coming together and working together help us to sort of not only accept the story that we've experienced thus far, right, that we see in this Your Story card, but it also allows us to begin to get excited about what we next write, how we next, steer the ship, or the next steps we take. Even if it's unknown or a little bit scary, it's exciting and joyful and kind of challenging in a good way. Does that make sense? All right, so let me read to you the Empress from the GRIMALKIN. I don't know how long these stories are, so we're going to see the Emperor, the Empress. All right, so it's dedicated to Kitty Pie, so have yourself a little Kitty Pie today. Symbolism. The tree is the grounding energy, the connection to others. The red throne is nobility, the finer things in life, and sophistication. The river and mountain is connection to nature and the circle of life. The flowers are abundance. And the stone heart is the strong feminine power, which also it has that feminine symbol, but that's also, I believe, the symbol for Venus too. Excuse me, which is the goddess of love, and the symbol for woman. Message. When the Empress appears, you are directed to call upon your fierce, divine feminine energy to create the outcome you desire. And again, we've got desire with joy and passion, guys. What is a time to expect? This is a time to expect only the best. Whether you are a man or a woman, we all have within us the nurturing and grounded energy of the Empress. It is her energy that transforms you from a spectator into a creator. When she appears in a reading, you may need to let go of the want to compete. The Empress is not one to engage in petty games of one-upmanship, as she confidently sits on her throne enjoying the beauty that surrounds her. Are you behaving like the Empress? Are you taking the time to allow your senses to revel in the fragrant flowers. That would also be this focus of joy, guys. Can you see the beauty that surrounds you? When you walk in the shoes of the Empress, you too will see a world of opportunity and abundance, all created for your enjoyment. If you have been feeling overworked or run ragged, the Empress may signal that it is time for you to indulge in some much deserved pampering. The energy attributes are positive, brings life and positive energy to an idea or situation. And I also feel like her focus is fixated to the future, guys, this cat. So whatever we see in the far off distance, now is the time we want to be imbuing it with that positivity and that joy. Provides those around her a place of sanctuary and offers love and kindness. She is a creator. And then the negative is she can easily become materialistic and, if unchecked, can become self-serving. So that would be something we would want to maybe keep in check, but I don't necessarily feel that that is what we've got going on here, especially with the Lovers card underneath. Some of you that may have money woes or fears, that might be some of this negative Empress energy. Just sort of shift it towards the small miracles or the winnings, right? Where we're winning. Let's read your story, number 54. Excuse me. Come on, your story. Let's write that chapter, especially with that Empress energy. I think that's great. All right, let's see here. Your story. Each page that I write of my experience will be one of wonder and in the knowing that I wield the pen. And see, that's the most important part, is we wield the pen. Beliefs, wounds, other projections, and overall feelings of negativity can all lead you into a story that you can't seem to escape. When you give into these energetic experiences, the story is given life and you become the character that is trapped in the pages. A myriad of labels that you search out in a need to understand yourself can quickly become your truth as you give into the energetic meaning that others have placed into them. You are not a label. You are not your wounds, and other projections are their experience, not yours. Anchoring to the story limits you in your ability to experience that which awaits. Have I become what others need me to be, losing myself in their neediness? Am I allowing myself to write new chapters in the discovery of who I am? Am I too afraid to jump off the page and continue on with my life to break free of this story? Now, I feel like that could be, for some of you, that's a little bit more of a sort of sad thing, but I think that what I feel is the energy of the 9 in the 54, which to me feels like a completion, where we're coming to terms with our story in acceptance of that. And the reason why I feel that is because we have the love of the Empress here, we have this focus on passion and joy this week, and we also have that underpinning energy of that Lovers card, which to me feels like us coming into sync with who we are, what we've experienced, and the totality of all of that, accepting the good with the bad. That was also part of the black cat and the white cat. That was yesterday's Lovers cards, and then we saw them again in the Judgment at the end of the week. So there is a sort of a healing that's taking place for some of us. And healing was the angel actually that showed up for the month of November in my Archangel reading on Patreon. So I feel like this is that pertains to some of these readings that are going on now. I have a feeling this is going to be a really beautiful and powerful month for all of us if we choose to utilize it in such a way, right? We don't have to have the grandest experiences, we just have to believe that they exist, right? And that we deserve them, and then allow them to come to us. That's kind of my belief here. Stay grounded in your joy today. Continue to write your story, get excited about that, and be in acceptance of everything that's been written thus far. Embrace it for the beauty that it is, even in its tragedy or fragility. All of those things teach us something in the long run. Acceptance of all of that is only going to empower us to move forward in this state of beauty and acceptance of joy, right? So that is your forecast for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button. Please go and like my Facebook business page, and vice versa if you're watching via Facebook. Go and like and subscribe on my YouTube channel, and feel free to share this with whoever you feel may need it. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.